Hey guys, it's Lindsay with your water signs reading for August 2025. I'm going to do a quick blessing of the cards. As always, if any of these messages don't align for you or feel like they are for you, please take only what you need and leave the rest. This is a group reading, so I'm reading for a bunch of different energies. Okay, Spirit, I ask that any and all messages that come through the cards come through with clarity and understanding for all those involved and for their highest good only at this time. Okay, I'm going to start off with the general reading for water signs in August 2025, the general reading for August 2025 for water signs. Spirit, if you could come through with some messages for us, please. The wheel. It's interesting. It says the wheel, but I'm hearing the chain. You know which song I'm talking about? Dun 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 dun. I'm hearing the chain. Which is funny because I just listened to that yesterday. Stevie Nicks, The Chain. And there is a version that is a redone version by another band. I'll see if I can link it in the description that I'm hearing specifically. But it's interesting that you get the wheel and the chain, because what I'm seeing, water signs, for you in August 2025, in machinery, when they hook chains around wheels, to make them work. And I'm seeing that type of energy coming through for you guys. So that linking of wheels to almost make your work more powerful, more substantial, have more of an impact. And the way that it's coming through, water signs, now this can be actual work that you do to be paid for. This can also be what you are drawn to do on your soul path. What I am seeing for you, water signs, is the linking of skills specifically. Not only your skills, but those around you. So if you have been, seeking certain things, so say that you need somebody to help you out with something, say you run your own business and you need help with social media or something like that, seeking specifically people with those skills to assist you and having them come in very quickly and like add to that output, add to that impact that you offer in your work. So it's very much an ask and receive energy in August for the water signs, specifically around your work. And part of that asking and receiving energy that we're getting is the moon. So that's also the intuition on the other side of that, intuiting where to look, who to look at, what people would be most aligned with your work, your job, what you're trying to put out into the world, and making those connections. Because if you are someone who actively uses your intuition, when you first interact with a person, whether or not that they will, you'll create connection on your journey with them, and they're meant to walk with you on the path. It's a different type of energy than someone who is, kind of passing you by. And you have, for the third card, you have the Page of Wands reversed. So I don't typically read reverse, but I'm going to read reverse for this one. So this is, I think, part of what's driving you to looking towards outside sources, water signs, particularly around your work. I just keep hearing that song, The Chain, dun 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 dun, right? What is having you seek outside sources is you've kind of hit your limit, creatively and or energetically in your work, and so now it's time to bring in the helping hands, right? And recognizing and actively seeking help is not a weakness, water signs. It's a strength. It's knowing that you can't do everything yourself. So I think that that's part of this kind of August energy. It's like I can't do everything myself, so I'm gonna seek help and seek people who have the skills that I need. I'm gonna start with Pisces because that's what I was thinking of. Okay, so this is weird. This is very weird because these are the same two cards that Capricorn got in their reading, which is the Tower and the Queen of Cups. Okay, Pisces. Okay. So we're having a breakdown around our emotions in August 2025. It's almost like you've hit the pinnacle of something and you can't go any further. And then you have the Judgment card. So this is a very kind of intense time for you, Pisces. So just be aware of that. Be aware of yourself and where you are directing your energies, because when that Tower moment comes, or if it has already come for you, you have to make sure that you emotionally are able to hold space for yourself in that time. And emotions are your bread and butter. So really kind of check in with yourself as much as you can and be like, what am I feeling? Am I doing things to distract me from this Tower moment? Am I ready and open to the lesson that this Tower moment offers? Because that's what Tower moments are. It's a lesson. It's a check-in from the universe. Like, have you shown up for yourself in the way that you would need to in order to triumph over this Tower moment, whatever it is? And I think in many ways, as we were talking before, for the water signs, it may be related to your work, which is crazy to me because this is the same reading as Capricorn. It's related to your work and your abundance. Are you mentally and emotionally prepared and physically to triumph over this moment? You know, because I do think that in that Judgment, as we're talking about afterwards, if you move through it in a way where you're showing up for yourself, Pisces, you are triumphing. Triumphing. You triumph over that moment and you move forward and you are lighter than you were before. It's all about how you show up in August 2025, Pisces. It's all about how you are showing up. And it's also all about asking for help, right? And the other thing, so I had read for Pisces recently. I think you had a little bit of a romantic reading at one point. I think that was the July reading for Pisces. We said somebody is coming in for you. Somebody is coming in for you still, if they have not already, July, August. But again, we're talking about being ready to emotionally receive that person, being in your Queen of Cups energy and being ready to emotionally receive that person, right? Because when this energy comes in, your passion, your creativity, it turns right back on and you're right back on that track, right? On that chain, moving around that wheel, and there you are. So how are you going to hold yourself in August 2025, Pisces? Okay, let's check in with Cancer. I'm hearing Cancer. August 2025, Spirit, Cancer, August 2025. Cancer, August 2025. Where are we? There's something around pets. So this is going to be for somebody very specific, Cancer. I'm seeing a dog or getting a dog or something around the dog. specifically bonding with animals, needing to bond with animals. It's also the, I'm hearing emotional support animal. So if you are someone who has been looking into that and or seeking that, I think this is the time it would be really aligned for you, Cancer, to look into an emotional support animal. Um, Interesting energy here. Wow. Okay, so we have the Emperor reversed. I'm reading reversed again. And then we have the King of Swords. So the way that this is coming in is cut off energy, Cancer. This is cut off energy. So if you are in some type of relationship or you have been in a relationship recently where you thought someone was showing up in their Emperor energy, you thought they were showing up correctly, and then you find out there are other things happening, that basically the Emperor energy is a mask. This is your energy. You are the Knight of Swords. This is the emotional cutoff, which I think is part of that, you know, animal support, needing support of some type emotionally, because it's almost like I'm getting a deception, like you felt like you were being deceived, or yeah, you felt like you were being deceived because you consider yourself to be, you know, wise. You see things, the owl. And so something about this person brought up this deception for you, which is really interesting. Now, if you are not in a relationship or haven't been in a relationship, the way that this type of energy would come across is that you are emotionally numb at this point. And that happens to the best of us. You know, there's only so much we can take. There's a lot going on in the world. And the way that it's coming through energetically is to, again, find some type of emotional support. Specifically, if you are able to have an animal, or if you have an animal, you see how he's surrounded by all these animals, to work with them and sit with them and be around that type of energy, because I feel it's very healing for you right now, Cancer. You see it, you kind of, it's kind of hard to see, but he is tied around his boot to the owl, and then he has like all these strings tied around him, so it's emotional restriction, right? So softening and allowing yourself to show up emotionally the way you need to. Animals are very good examples of how to, you know, show up. They just show up as themselves, right? Particularly, I'm thinking of dogs. You know, they're very loyal, they're loving. They just show up as they are, and they just want to be there and help you, right? So this is the energy that you need right now, Cancer. You need somebody in your life, or for you to show up and be soft with yourself, you know, and to have that reflected back at you, especially by an animal companion, is really kind of something that would be aligned as the way that's showing up for you in August. Okay, Cancer. Any last cards for Cancer? I do feel August, September. So when we cross into September, you're kind of breaking through that emotional malaise, Cancer. It just is going to take, you know, that softening, as I said. Okay, let's go into Scorpio. Scorpio for August 2025. Scorpio for August 2025. Where are you, Scorpio? I'm hearing, I want that. I want that. So you have seen something or someone, Scorpio, that you want. This is so strange because this is literally the cards I was getting in the Earth reading. If you guys have any Earth energy within you, please go check out that reading, because so similar. All these readings are so similar. Scorpio, I want that. So you have set your sights on something or someone, and you are traveling to go and attain it, to go get it. And you're ready. So that may be traveling physically, that may be traveling mentally, that no one is going to dissuade you from your goal or your person. And August is the month that you are just kicked into high gear. Like, actually, this is what I want to do. And actually, I'm going to do it, and no one's going to stop me. So that's a really kind of intense energy, Scorpio. And I think, the world is aligning definitely to put you towards your success. And again, whatever you think of, whoever you think of first is usually, a good indicator that's what it is for you. Um, I always say that tarot is not just me using my intuition, it's also you using your intuition and your discernment. So it's a two-player game here, right? Tarot. Knight of Wands. So this is success energy, this is creative energy, this is fire energy. I am getting like my sacral chakra activated, so I do think for many of you that may be romantic energy. I want this person. I want this person. You've met someone who really aligns for you and really just hits it out of the park for you. And I think August is when you really go after that romantic connection. Let's see. There's a lawnmower in the background. We'll take that as confirmation, Scorpio. Anything else for Scorpio? It's also an equal give and take. So you see the Six of Pentacles, there's 3 and 3 on each side. That's equal. So it could be a very solid, if it's a romantic relationship, a very solid relationship to pursue for you. It also has a grounding energy, so it's interesting because I don't typically think of earth and, like the water specifically, but I think for you, the way it's showing up as an earth sign coming through. And it's almost like someone who would be protective of your younger self. Someone who gives you that protective, grounded earth energy. And that's going to be from one very specific person, the way this is showing up. So it's definitely romance, but if it's not romance, it's definitely romance, but if it's not romance, it's achieving your goal that you've really set your sights on in August. And again, August to September, which is the timeline I was getting for, pretty much everybody. It's not an instantaneous thing, but it is like once you set your sights, that's where you're going, and nothing's gonna stop you. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna connect that song, The Chain by Stevie Nicks, because I just keep hearing that in my head. Okay, we're gonna do a final card, and I'm gonna do a Lavish Earth crystal card for my water signs in August 2025. Let's see what we get. Crystal card for water signs in August 2025. Well, we got 2, so we're only gonna pick one, and the one I'm gonna pick makes sense for you guys because it's a shell. Agatized shell. So agates have long held the reputation of good luck and protective stone. Shells protect the animal that lived within them. Know that you are surrounded and supported by the caring of the multitudes of ancestors that came before you. Call on this in times of need. Use an agatized shell as a personal talisman and always have it with you as it protects, soothes, and lends the deep strength of those who guide you. So again, we're talking about support. We're talking about Cancer, emotional animal support. We're talking about with our Scorpio being emotionally supported in a relationship. And then we were talking about Pisces emotionally supporting themselves. So it's that support energy in August that's really showing up for the water signs that propels you into your success. So I think that's a really solid reading for you guys. Again, my name is Lindsey Rose. This is Storyteller Tarot. If you would like your own personal reading, please check out the links in bio. If you enjoyed this reading, please like, comment, and subscribe. I am always interested in hearing feedback from you guys, and I wish you all well.